So the secret's out. The Cowboys are all in. All in on the UFL. Good people. It's your boy Mr. Rome. Cowboys fan talk. Right back. Like I never left. Happy Juneteenth. Yeah, I'm going to start it off like that. Happy Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what Juneteenth is, if you're not familiar, just Google it. Very important day today. I'm not about to turn this into that type of podcast, but I do celebrate Juneteenth. And you should look it up. Very important. Let's talk about the Cowboys and being all in. Look, I'm not here to sell hoop dreams a lot of you. I know I'm Optimus Prime. I'm the stirrer of the Kool-Aid. I know. And I'm not optimistic about this move or these moves. Cowboys signed Garyon Conley, former first-round draft pick of the Raiders in 2017. And they signed Will Harvey Jr., linebacker from the UFL. Both from the UFL, sorry. Will Harvey Jr. led the UFL in tackles last year. A couple weeks ago when I say last year. And, good solid depth pieces possibly. Let's not put the cart before the horse. Let's not hype this up. Let's not say anything. Because these players, although they came from the UFL and although the Cowboys have had mad success with this is where everybody gets excited. Sometimes you can go to the well too much. And I understand their disposition, and I'll talk about that in a second. We signed Cavante Turpin, became an all-pro, Pro Bowler, kick returner. We signed Brandon Aubrey and became an all-pro kicker. So we went to the well and have won on the margins. And that's where we've got to live, on the margins. So it's not bad. These players, we even worked out, what's his name? Guy named Jonathan Garvin, defensive end. Used to play in Green Bay, 34-inch arms. John Owning says he has pretty good pass rush skills. Apparently, PFF rated him the second best pass rusher in the UFL last year. Great. But apparently he's slow out of the blocks. He's not anything game-changing. And I'm going to put two words out there. These players more than likely are just camp bodies. These are just, can we get something out of these people? It's just like when you get an undrafted free agent. You think maybe they're more likely camp bodies, but can I get something out of them? It's up to the player to show you different. But let's not lie to ourselves. Come on, man. These people would be on rosters. You would not be in the UFL if you was NFL ready. Unless there's things like Cavante Turpin. Let's not forget Cavante Turpin had turmoil at TCU. Yeah, legal issues and things like that. He had a little bit of stain on him. That talent was there. But he ended up going to the UFL and things like that because people might not have wanted to touch him. Pause. Goes there, does his thing. Cowboys bring him in. Very thankful. Low price. Things like that. Becomes what he is. And we are lucky to have him. Definitely our X Factor, Cavante Turpin. Brandon Aubrey. Kickers can be found anywhere. It's not enough good kickers in the league, but a lot of times good kickers are overlooked. And I got to give it to our scouting department. Bones Fossil and everybody for seeing Brandon Aubrey and being like, he might be it. And bringing him in. And he got busy. He didn't even look good when he first came to the Cowboys. So yes, this stuff is dope, but it is not a definitive. Every time we go to the well, we going to win. But I get the Cowboys' disposition. I know what they're doing. The Cowboys realize they got to pay Dak Prescott somewhere between $55 and $60 million. Let's not argue tonight. That's not what this is about. They got to pay Micah Parsons the highest defensive player contract in NFL history. They've already paid Trayvon Diggs. They got to pay Tyler Smith. And at this point, when these players start to get paid, we're probably not going to have D-Law. I'm going to miss D-Law. Zach Martin's probably going to retire. Some of the money that's in certain players is going to come back to us and be able to be allotted somewhere else. But even with that, CeeDee Lamb deserves a huge contract. So you have to start winning on the margins. You have to start being creative. You have to start dipping into the UFL. And before you be like, man, the UFL, there's more teams than just us dipping in the UFL. I'll put it on the screen. I'm not even going to stress myself with reading it. Just know that there's other teams that are signing players from the UFL doing the same thing as us. Can we get a little bit of a gem, a good depth piece? No one thinks that we're going to get starters out of the UFL. At max, Will Harvey Jr. will put pressure on becoming the third linebacker on this team. But he's not jumping in front of Maris Liufau. He's not. Demarion Overshown is almost penciled in as a starter as long as that rehab is looking good. But this is insurance. You know, Eric Kendricks is our de facto Mike. Very good player. Still has like spring in his step and everything like that. So we're good at linebacker, actually. Damian Wilson, veteran linebacker. We have him. We have depth at linebacker. So Harvey Jr. is probably going to come in because remember they changed the kickoff rules. You probably need an extra linebacker or need to drop another player from another area. That's all this is. We'll probably carry one less safety, one extra linebacker. As far as Gary Conley Jr., I don't know what he's going to be. We still got to see what Eric Scott Jr. is going to be. Is Nashawn Wright going to turn into anything? You know, before we get to Gary Conley. But maybe Gary Conley's a diamond in the rough. Maybe his experience because he played with Paul Gunther, our run game coordinator, or linebacker coach. Because Scott McCurley's terrible. He was the DC for the Raiders when they drafted Conley. So this is one of those things where that's his sponsor. So bring him over here. Let's see what he can do. You know, 7 years experience. He might have gotten better. Let's see. He's a veteran now. But I'm not here to lie to y'all. This is the Cowboys trying to find ways to get players on cheap because they got to pay their main players a lot of money. This is almost a tip of the, hey man, we're trying to find ways to fill this roster out because these players are going to be expensive. That's one thing I ain't lied to y'all about. The fact that Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Micah Parsons are going to cost a whole lot of money, and it's going to be hard to pay them all at once. This is why you should have paid them early. Yeah. Probably should have paid played your players early. Probably shouldn't have waited till the last minute with Dak Prescott. That extension would have helped you with the next extension. Probably should have paid CeeDee Lamb last year. And then you pay Micah Parsons next year. You stagnated 2 years instead of waiting. Now, you're probably going to be able to stagnate Micah and make some moves. But paying Dak and CD is possible. But when you pay all of them at once, it makes it hard to get other players under contract. But they'll figure it out because that's what they're paid to do. I'm not going to stress it. You shouldn't stress it either. Make my roster good. Do whatever you got to do. So I'm not mad at these signings, but I'm not about to tell y'all that we got the game changer. No, we didn't. The only thing we're all in on is finding a way to fill this roster out in a cheap way because we got to pay Micah, Dak, and CD. That's it. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments about this. Are y'all excited about these moves? Do y'all feel me when I say the Cowboys is just trying to find creative ways to fill the roster out because they got to kick dough out? Y'all let me know what y'all think. It's your boy, Mr. Roman. I'm about to go watch Kendrick Lamar's concert. I'll holla.